from the Bronx, New York. I'm 20 years old. I'm a youngin', and I'm an actor in New York City. I've been doing it since I was 6. I love film, I love theater, Shakespeare, audition, you know. And yeah, that's what I do to make my money. I refuse to get a 9 to 5, to be honest. I know that shit not right for me. Like, not to be arrogant, you know, but yeah, man, I love it. I don't even be thinking about the money, man. I just love acting, bro. Honestly. Yeah.
Talk to me about like your first acting memory.
My first acting memory?
Like when you were young.
Yeah, like around elementary. I used to really just start like, yeah, you know, like play acting, you know, when you used to come in theater, you know, little kids just enrolling in like subjects, but I really had a keen to it. I just knew, like, not to be on that, you know, but I just knew it always drew people around me. Not even me, but like what I was doing. So it was allowing people to, you know, get vulnerable. I guess see a side of them that I've never seen, and then, you know, relate to topics, talk about shit, you know. I thought it was cool. I would get to know people more, connect with them, type shit.
So I heard you just.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I used to do this. Nah, my fault, bro. What'd you say?
I heard you just had something like exciting happen recently, like that you got your SAG card, right?
Yeah. So basically how it goes by, obviously if you already know, you know, but you get non-union jobs and SAG after jobs. So I've been getting a lot of SAG after jobs. I'm still new to this shit. Like, I'm still very young, new, just jumping in, you know, just really just tackling every single job I can get. And I know this is going to be an interesting point in time in my career, because I'm going to be a point in time where I'm not going to even, like, this is very still, you know, very low jobs. But yeah, I was at a set for NBC's Manifest. Terrible job. Terrible show. The writing is just, you know, cliche. And that's the thing about Hollywood. It's not about directors that are like trying to speak to us anymore. In the 50s it was like that. It was a great time. But now it's like very whitewashed, very just formula, you know? Like everything just got a formula in this shit. Shit is not raw, not real anymore. At least not as much.
Talk about what you like want to see, like from
I want to see new faces. I want to see new kids, men, women, old adults, all over from the world really just coming together to make, you know, different stories, not about, you know, cops, America, all this shit. You know, again, it's here, you know what I mean? Around the world, there's different styles of acting, but again, I really want to just see people like my man Geoff, like, just coming together with, like, real raw content, you know, like real student, not even student films, but like short films of really just, you know, real shit. Yeah, real shit, bro. Like that shit really speaks to people. Like you don't need a big set with 2 mil CGI, none of that, bro. I've seen a film with just one person, bro. One of the best films I've ever seen in my life. Her, actually, Joaquin Phoenix. Great movie, man. Just
Spike Jones.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson did her thing, but you know, like little things like that, plays, you know, like it's what you make it. Remember that. I saw a video of Lil Wayne, you know, really just talking to him, talking to himself to like people, and he was like, "You make what you see in the mirror. Don't let them judge you." Feel me? That shit is powerful, bro. That shit is. I think about that quote every day. That ass. But yeah.
Talk to me about some of your like favorite actors. I know we talked about like Johnny Depp, and we also talked about Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, man. Benicio's just crazy. You know, acting's all about not seeing yourself. It's just a whole different person. It's about taking yourself out. It's not about you. You know, you're here to serve. You're here to play the part that the writer specifically wanted you to play, you know? Unless you're doing improv, unless you're doing anything else, it should only be like that. It's about that and make your partner look good, you know? And once you have that, you know, you can really make beautiful things. Like Christian Bale, that's one person that just, like, he's not even thinking about himself, man. He kind of just lets everything go, you know. He just did Vice, and he was like over 200 pounds. Now he's doing Ford versus Ferrari, and he's like 70 pounds here. So like, that was right after each other, you know. That's really dangerous, you know. That could cause a lot of health issues, stuff like that. Like, you're just all for it, and it's so amazing. Like, you don't even have to know that. You don't even have to know how to act. You could tell when someone is not a good of an actor. You know, same with anything else. When something's not as true. Bad acting when we can tell you're acting. Yeah. Facts.
Talk about for someone who wants to get into acting, what would you recommend for them to do?
Oh man.
And
I
talk
would be
about
very-
like
yeah.
talk about the journey and like the struggle and everything. I'm sure there's a lot of rejection.
Yeah. Well, you know that. This is one of those things. It's like anything else, man. It makes you truly happy. It's something you like to do, then go for it. It shouldn't matter what anyone else has to say. It just should be true to your heart. It should honestly just mean something to you. If it doesn't have that, there's no substance. There's no purpose, you know. And I think if you're thinking it for you, then you're kind of going about it the wrong way. It's not for you. Again, I really can't strongly say it's you're here to serve. Like Denzel Washington, Deadeye said that shit. Like there's a good video of him, you know, explaining like where you're just to play our part, you know. Acting is like where you really take everything about yourself, mentally and physically. So understand that, you know, and don't feel like you have to be extraordinary, you know. Just be you. No one is you, right? So you want to just come in, you know, just show them something new, fresh. You know, don't try to, you know, really don't try to make this about yourself at all. It's way bigger than you and me, you know. So, you know, especially when you come in an audition room, you got your casting directors, and you're here to work. No one wants to know about you, you know, about how your day was, you know, etc. You're here just to introduce yourself again, fresh face, clean slate, coming in. Careful about what school you pick. They really capitalize off students' dreams. Remember that, especially if you're not from the country that you're applying to the school, you know. So I will say, I went to AMDA, right? A lot of pros and cons, you know. I will say the techniques that they have given me and demonstrated towards me through the staff has been extraordinary. You know, I would have never found this on my own. So that is a great benefit. You know, they give you tools that you can work on your own. You don't have to have someone supervising you. Take classes though. Always take classes every max 6 to 7 months, you know, because it's one of those things you got to sharpen your mind. It can't be something you think like, oh, I got it. But yeah. Then like honestly, audition, and just stay loyal to your craft. This is not an overnight thing, just like anything else, but this especially is something where it needs every bit of you, your bone and your mental strength, mental power and physical power. It's not something you can do on the side, really. Like, it's you're either in it or you're not, you know. So yeah, respect it. Just respect it, honestly. Respect that craft. And you should just have fun, man. Really. Boys and girls, have fun. Just make sure it makes you happy. And you're doing it for the writer and the people.
What's like the hardest or most uncomfortable thing you had to do in like an acting class? Like I heard someone like had to like act like they were giving birth to themselves or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Honestly, those things shouldn't matter. Again, you're acting. It's not about you anymore. You know, if you're really truly an actor, those things wouldn't even. It's not something you second guess. You're putting yourself literally in someone else's shoes. It's not about you. So you do what it takes to play that part. You know, it's not like you can just, hey, what would you do in this circumstance? You can help research for that character, but it's not about you. You know, the hardest part really is humbling yourself. Is really taking that energy mentally and physically to say, okay, I'm ready to attempt this, like to to bring myself in a world where it's not about me, you know. And I think that is that is a very hard part. Like, people still make this shit about them, you know. It's not, bro. It's really not. That's a hard part because it took me a while to understand that it's not about me. And that shit broke my heart. Like, it's, and then you gotta really think about that. Like, why is it hurting you? Why is it breaking your heart? Why are you doing it for you? Are you doing it for someone else? You know, make sure that you have that clarity in certain things, or else you'll be lost and you'll have way more pain than you deserve. You know, and again, you don't need. I used to think, you know, I needed like, you know, bad experiences to be an actor. You know, my life needed to be really bad.
Alright, it's rolling.
Gotcha.
So, what kind of music do you like?
Well, I love music in general, man. Shapes life, but my go-tos, I like Rick James. I hate to admit it, Playboy Cardi, man. Yeah, I hate to admit that, man, but that, I don't know, it's like pretty boy music.
What's the song that
got
What's the song that you played like 10 times today?
10 times today.
Earlier.
Oh yeah, Drunk and Nasty, Pierre Bourne. It's a great song. That man is really shaping our generation. It's a great time to be alive, to listen to that music. I know I'm gonna look back at this and be like, yeah, facts. I don't know about the Drunk and Nasty. Yeah.
What nationality are you?
My mother's Brazilian, my father's Dominican. Yeah, so I got a cool little language background.
What was it like growing up in the Bronx?
It was beautiful and terrible, you know. Like, came a lot. When I was younger, it was like worse. There was just no reason to be around there. Like, there would just be always like shootouts, that ass, like, you know, like I would be afraid to be playing with my friends outside type shit, you know. I lost, like, some of my friends said shit. That shit not cool, you know what I mean? And it's like worse because it's always like little niggas, you know, like shooting. It's never like older heads. Yeah, they came in my crib one time. They broke into my crib. They was looking for something, and then my pops had pressed the nigga, and then the nigga that was like looking for the nigga who was robbing niggas, because it wasn't just my crib. He saw that my pops was pressing the man, and then he came after him after. Yeah, man, you know, crazy shit. Yeah, it was like a fucking movie drama, you know. But the community, the cultural environment, the rawness made me who I am today, you know. The fearless aspect, I think, adds a lot. Made me realize, you know, shit is just, like, I could die any moment, you know. Like, I'm breathing, you know. Now I can look at you, I can speak, I can walk. Those are things that, you know, that shit goes a long way, man. I could hear you. You know, try not to take those things for granted, especially being alive, you know, waking up, that ass.
What's your like ideal role to play? Like if you could have any role?
My ideal right now is like villains. I love playing villains. I love playing villains. They're just so fun, you know. They're unpredictable, you know. It's like seeing someone I've never. I love playing roles where you ask why is that person doing the things that he's doing, she, etc. You know, it really makes you sit back and, you know, wonder, you know, what's their next move, why they're thinking what they're thinking, but at the same time being so relatable, you can see yourself in them. That's all that matters, you know.
what makes you like a good actor? Or why do you think you're gonna be like?
And you see why each thing plays a part, even where the person lives, why the person has this, whatever they have in their phone, their screensaver, how they're dressed, you know, to what they smell like, you know. That shit really adds to the world that we live in, you know, or whatever it's created, you know. So, yeah, just don't watch yourself, you know. That's another thing that makes a good actor. You never watch yourself. You just figuring out why the person's doing what they're doing. Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna put you on the spot, but what do you think about like improving something? Like try and get like in character something way different than what you normally are.
Alright.
Like just to
Just
show
right now.
show us what you got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So this fucking dude, he wants me to switch up, you know? So, alright, I'm gonna fucking feel like talking about what I want to talk about, like about what I want about, you know? Yeah, let's talk about hunting, you know? You know, no, fuck that. I was smoking a cig outside the restaurant the other day, at a diner named Dilly's, you know? I was with my friend, you know? Yeah, my friend Jack, wild one. And we were talking, you know, we're sitting down enjoying a little fucking smoke. And this brother says to me, you know, I'm really fond of my cousin, you know. So I said to him, I'm like, mate, it's a little off the top, you know. It's a little like, you know. And he says, no, mate, I'm really liking this girl, you know. I know it's my cousin, it's my second cousin, you know. And I'm like, mate, it doesn't really matter if you're first or second, you know. It should be, you know, something that's really not anything involved with family, you know. And he's, you know, writing about how he likes his girl. Long story short, he told me, you know, it's what you make it. You don't really have any rules, you know, so he kind of said you only die once, you live every day. That shit stuck to me, you know, because he's not lying. I mean, am I right? He's not lying or anything like that, so I don't know. I feel like that was a little informative. But yeah,
Monday.
that's whatever.
No, that was good.
You know, I don't know, man. It's like trial and error. It's experiment. Just go. You don't think. You know, what's good. You know, like try eating.
It's gonna be a meme.
Yeah. Try eating while you're doing this shit. Like, yeah, like ask a question type shit or something, and then just go from there.
Nice. What do you want to touch on that we haven't touched on?
How about you, man? Why do you love getting into the mind of an actor? What do you see in actors that's interesting?
Well, I'm definitely like passionate about film and just planning to get into it. So yeah, I'm just really curious about it.
Yeah, film. That's the biggest part, you know. I think we have a gift, and you have one especially, and it's people like that all around the world. Like that rawness, that authenticity is what Hollywood and everything is trying to bring out. You can't recreate that. We have something, you know, and that goes for around everyone. Like even in this room, whether you're an artist or not, no one is you, you know. And at the end of the day, when you're making authentic things, it goes beyond. Like you're speaking to people that really like are really going through whatever they're going through, and really taking their time is